Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Growth and Balance. We do growth and balance for one reason and one reason alone: to create value for the agents we know. For today, we're going to talk about how do you know if you're ready to start a team? Well, for some of us as agents, as we get into this business, once we start to build our own book of business, we get busy. We might get to a point where we feel like we're not servicing all the people we feel like we could be servicing as agents. So what do? We start to build a team of other agents who can help us service the people within our network. Now that's our normal sphere of influence. Those are past clients. Those are referrals from those clients. Any kind of networking or business building you're doing, advertising. So as those leads start to come in, you get to a point of saying, I don't know if I can service all of these people on my own. So you decide maybe a team is the right move for me. So let's go over a few things today. There are 3 tips I want to give you today that'll help you figure out if starting a team is a good fit for you. Tip number 1, have a business plan. So as I stated, as you're getting all that business in and you're growing as an agent and you're taking your business in an upward direction, you should start to understand how much business you are leaving on the table by not having a team around you. Now, sometimes this can be solved with just a transaction coordinator or assistant for yourself. But other times, as you grow, you really truly believe that you need another agent or agents around you to service that business. So let's talk about a few things regarding your business plan. 1, you want to have a team brand and a logo and a name that stands for what your mission is, what you're trying to accomplish, and what you're all about as a team. 2, you want to talk about some of the goals you're going to achieve in that year. And as you know already, for me, when you have an annual plan, you should be looking at units, volume, and income. So try and use those when you form your goals. And then the third thing is income versus expenses. You know, when you start a team, you actually start to give up some of your income. Maybe you're co-listing. Maybe you're giving away some of your leads to other agents on your team and making less on those deals. And then also you're going to have expenses as a team. What if you need your own office space? What if you need your own marketing coordinator? What if you need your own transaction coordinator? So things like that are going to start to either add to things that you haven't had before or possibly take away some of the income that you had before. So just keep that in mind. Tip number 2, organization. So are you organized or are you not organized? Is that your natural personality? If your natural personality is not to be organized, please don't let this serve as me saying like you shouldn't go start a team. It just means you're going to need some organization skills around you in order to form that team. So that could come in the form of an assistant or you just getting your own mentoring and coaching to get better organized as you build your team. Few things to consider with organization. 1 would be meetings. Are you going to meet with your team in person? Are you going to meet via Zoom? Are you going to go have lunch? And how often are you going to do it? And when you do meet, what are you going to talk about? What's your agenda? What's your structure? So you can keep all those things in mind as well in terms of the number 1 thing of organization. The next thing I want to talk about is leads. So we all have the leads from our own book of business and our own network, but are you generating cold leads? Or are you doing additional advertising as a team to generate cold leads for the team? Or are you just planning on doing more outreach to your existing network, which you know will create more business? And who's going to get those leads? Is it a round robin system? Do you have a buyer specialist? Do you have a seller specialist? Do you have a rental specialist? So these are things to consider. And then the last one is training. So obviously if people are going to join your team, they're going to want some training from you. So how often are you doing that training? Again, in person or Zoom? Are you going to do it during sales meetings? Are you going to do it in its own time? Are you going to have one-on-one mentoring? So just think about all these things when you start to organize a team or thinking about starting a team and the organization required to get that team going. And tip number 3, last but not least, team leaders need to be a leader. So if you've never really led a team of people or even a few people in your life, this is an extremely important trait of being a successful team leader. Are you naturally a leader or are you naturally not a leader? Maybe you just don't know. You've never had the opportunity. You've never had the experience. What I can tell you is that most people that start teams, they're usually salespeople and very successful ones at that. So sales is a skill set you have. You're good with people. You're good at managing the process. You're good at helping people. You're good at closing deals. You're good at nurturing that relationship along after the deal closes. But just because you're good at sales doesn't mean you're a good leader or manager of people. And again, if this isn't your natural personality to be a leader or a good manager, then you should probably seek guidance, maybe in the form of coaching. That could be one-on-one coaching. That could be YouTube classes. That could be you signing up for a training course online or in person. Whatever it is, the most important thing to keep in mind when you decide to start a team is someone's going to have to lead that team. And sometimes people co-lead teams. Maybe they find another agent who has the same problem. Hey, I got a lot of business. I just don't have enough hours in the day. So maybe it's good for you to partner with someone else who may be more of a leader than you. Or maybe there's someone else who wants to start a team and they're the salesperson and they know you are the leader. So again, you're going to add a ton of value to that team because you're the one who's going to take care of the sales meetings, take care of the training, put out fires when the problems arise, as we all know they do. So just keep those things in mind if you're thinking about starting a team. So I really feel like they'll help you out. That's all I have for this one, guys. Take care.